And let's cut that out before I get into trouble. Hey, it's John, welcome back to my channel, and today I got another video for you about the new Kawasaki R211 subway cars for New York City. This is going to be a little different from my last video because I decided to go looking for them in the wild. On a recent vacation, I found myself in New York City with not a whole lot of time to spare, but at the same time, not a whole lot of things that I could see with what little free time I had. So in a desperate effort to capitalize on the success of a previous video, I decided to go looking for the elusive R211s in the wild. Alright, I'll stop doing that. So I put a question to my subscribers asking if by some miracle, the cars had actually made it to their destination by the time they were supposed to, where might they be hiding? The consensus seemed to be that they would be stored at either 207th Street, Pitkin, or Jamaica Yard, as those serve the I&D BMT B division. While the 207th Street Yard was the easiest to get to, I decided to give myself a challenge and visit Jamaica Yard, as Pitkin Yard was decked over to build a housing development and I wouldn't be able to see them there anyways. It also gave me a chance to ride the Long Island Railroad and see another Kawasaki built car, the M9s, actually in service. So I took the subway from Jamaica to 75th Avenue and then walked to the Willow Lake Preserve Trail, which Google Maps assured me was real. And that's how I found myself here in a pristine wilderness that almost makes you forget that you're in the middle of Queens. Almost. I figured it was pretty unlikely, but as the trail gets so close to the yard, I figured it was worth a shot. The park and trail are both very lovely, and I recommend visiting here if you get the chance, but as we'll soon see, it's not the best way to see Jamaica Yard. Don't bother coming through this park if you're only looking for trains, because you'll probably be a little disappointed. So here I find myself at the point closest to the yard, and as you can see, you don't have the best view of the action. At this point I decided, however futile, that I couldn't be deterred and I was going to see what was in that yard. I pressed on further into the wilderness, hoping that I wouldn't run into any dangerous wildlife, or worse, get my shoes covered in mud. As so often happens when you're trekking through the outback, parks, you come to a fork in the trail. Fortunately for me, I had 5G cell service and I could clearly see that I had to go right. Finally, in the distance, I could clearly see fencing, and by extension, my destination. Behold, Jamaica Yard in all its glory. Right. Well, these trains were nice and all, they weren't what I was looking for, and plus I didn't have the best view of them anyways. At this point, I had pretty much given up, so I decided to leave the park and catch an Uber back to the subway station, as again, I only had a few hours in the city. But then I got to thinking, this road is a lot higher than the rail yard. What if I just walk down this street? Which is uncoincidentally called Park Drive, and maybe... It turns out the best way to see Jamaica Yard is by traveling to this point and skipping Willow Lake Park altogether, although I do recommend it if you have the chance. Aha! There it is! Finally I had a clear view of the yard. Now if only I looked hard enough and whoa, what is that? Could it be an R211? Oh wait, no. That's just an R160 with the new stripes. Still cool, but again, not an R211. So at this point I was feeling totally defeated and decided to really think outside the box. I then jumped in my car and drove 1,300 miles back to Lincoln, Nebraska, and what do you know? Here they are! A full 10-car train full of R211As numbered 4060 through 4069.
69, dudes!
Now there are some things I need to clear up about the last video. There is a factory located in Yonkers, New York, and another factory located in Lincoln, Nebraska. This factory is located in Lincoln. This factory, in Lincoln, is also finishing an order of M8 railcars for the state of Connecticut to replace the diesel-hauled trains previously used by Shoreline East on the Northeast Corridor. This factory also produces M9 railcar bodies that are shipped by truck to the other, completely different factory in Yonkers, New York to be finished. You can see the car bodies wrapped here in tarps waiting for shipment. There are 3 types of R211 cars that will be produced between the 2 Kawasaki factories. The cars you see here are R211 Type A's. The majority of the R211 order are A-type cars. There will also be R211s built called the Type S.
Smart!
The cars you see here are not Type S cars. Type S cars are called that because they will be used on the Staten Island Railway and will replace the R44s. The final type of R211s produced will be known as the Type Ts.
T.
Again, the cars you see here are Type A's, not Type Ts. The Type Ts, which are not being shown in this video because they do not yet exist, will feature open gangways and will have no doors separating the cars. Open gangways on subway cars is a concept that is not new at all and has been a staple of many types of rolling stock on the New York City subway, and anyone that thinks this is the first use of open gangways is a total moron. Is that clear? I think I've covered everything. Anyways, just enjoy the trains.
I love you.
As far as I can tell, the total number of cars of all types currently under construction is 535. The MTA has the option to buy up to 1,612 cars if they decide they need them. Only between 10 and 20 R211 Type T cars will be built as part of the base order, meaning either 1 or 2 trains, but significantly more of them may be ordered in the future. The shipment of the A-type cars that you currently see here was delayed until June of 2021, so they'll likely be shipped out any day now. As you can see here, it appears as though they're performing various tests on these two 5-car sets by running the air conditioning and testing the operator announcement system. Now, as to how these new cars will actually get to New York City, well, from my understanding, the cars will be shipped on railroad flat cars. They'll likely be transferred to a ferry at Greenville Yard in New Jersey and floated across the bay, possibly to the 65th Street Yard, but don't take my word for it. I'm sure there are far more knowledgeable people that will happily let us know in the comments. Anyways, as for my journey to find the new cars in the wild, I suppose all is well that ends well. It would have been nice to see them in the city, but at least I got to see them again before they were shipped out. Plus, I had a great time making this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please give it a like and share it to your friends or whatever you call other people on the internet. If you really liked it, consider checking out some of my other videos or possibly even support me on Patreon by following the link in the description. Alright, that's it for today. As always, I will see you all soon.